Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP, so let's just dive in and let's talk about a few things. So the market has been up, down, whatever the case may be. I don't really care about the pricing at all. I have been averaging in almost on every single altcoin that I have been stacking. Recently I just stacked some A0, Casper, EWT. And, I'm not going to stop there. I'm just going to continue to average in here. I am watching to see if Bitcoin could, come down possibly to test those June lows. In my opinion, I do think that those June lows were the bottom. If we do go any lower, then hey, I will be averaging in. I will be holding these assets because I still believe in them, even long-term or short-term. But I think that we have been seeing a lot of bullish factors around this market, and these two signals that I'm going to be talking about are going to be centered around Jim Cramer. We all know that Jim Cramer is notorious to be a complete opposite signal. If he's saying something is bullish, you probably should sell. If he's saying something that is bearish, whatever, it's going to crash, you should probably be a buyer. And we actually do see here, Jim, we are in a moment where stocks are going lower, even as co-anchor suggested doing the opposite. Listen closely to this.
Doesn't matter. We are in a moment where stocks are going lower, and they're going lower maybe through this month simply because we're trying to adjust for what a stock is worth versus a very simple, terrific piece of paper that's yielding you 4% over the next 2 years.
But, Jim, does that mean this is a buying opportunity? I mean, we heard from Thomas Petterfy. He thinks this thing's going to continue. I mean, you just said it's going to go lower. Petterfy thinks, everybody thinks it's going to go lower, in which case maybe that's a good time to actually be doing the opposite, or no?
I think you have to hear from the Fed first. Doesn't matter.
And he's talking about hearing from the Fed first. Honestly, listen, at the end of the day, midterms are coming up. They're going to pump this stuff. To me personally, the way that I look at this, they're going to save face. They're going to try to, let everything play out in a bullish, standard. And then, we're going to see, possibly even the dollar topping out. We've talked about the dollar as well. We've talked about, what the dollar needs to do in order for us to go actually, parabolic within crypto. But I thought that this was interesting to actually mention. But also, this was not the only thing that he mentioned. We also do see over here, Cramer says the only, ones using crypto is the money kidnappers. Yeah, that's right. You heard that right. Money kidnappers. What now? And shout out to Jungle Inc. XRP for this. Listen closely to this as well. This is about 11 seconds long.
You know what? I'm going to use it for ransomware. It can't be traced. I can't think of anyone else, David, who uses it in common currency except for the kidnappers, the money kidnappers. You know what?
Money kidnappers. Wow. I wonder if he is also talking about, the United States monetary policy at this, point with inflation. Basically taking money from every hard worker out there, that is working the 9 to 5 or working on their own company or working wherever the case may be. Listen, at the end of the day, inflation is absolutely killing individuals in regards to their wallet. And, crypto is the money kidnappers. That's comical. Fiat is a ship that has sailed and sank so many times, and right now the entire monetary policy within the United States and globally is an absolute nightmare. So I just think that this was funny, and this is a major buy signal to me around crypto. Like I said, I have been buying up the dips. I've been utilizing this time extremely efficient to not only target some specific assets, but also do a lot more research on some specific assets as well. Now, I do want to talk to you guys actually about the US dollar because we are at this, moment in time of realization. Are we going to top out here, or are we going to 120 some dollars? This would be, okay, by the way, this would be about a 10% jump on the US dollar if we came up to sorry, let me go back to the US dollar there. This would be about a 9.75%, almost 10% hike on the dollar up to these, yearly, highs going all the way back to 2001. I don't think that we will ever see, these 85 levels on the US dollar. If we did, I would be pretty worried about that. But I am watching to see if we are going to hit this next major resistance point and crash from there. Just know, though, and I'm going to say this right now, in order to bet against crypto at this current moment in time, you are actually making a bet that the US dollar is going to continue to go on this rampant, run. To me, again, I'm just going to show you guys something pretty interesting here. And I want you all to, answer down in the comments below. Would you be buying this? Would you? I'm just asking if you would. Well, I should say, technically, would you be buying this at these lows right now, hoping for this to just go up from here? Because this is the inverse scale. To me, this looks extremely oversold. I would be a buyer at this all day long. Because what comes after this would be an inverse crashing formation. Because this is an inverse chart. So when you actually look at this, right, would you be buying right now? Anyone that would be buying this, say for so this is a crypto token, anyone buying this right now would be absolutely idiotic in my opinion. And I'm not saying that just to, be rude or anything. I'm just saying, if you actually look at this, I mean, from those lows going all the way back to 2021 on the dollar, mind you, this thing is up from the bottom to the top here, 24% on a global currency. That is absolutely insane to me. Just remember that to the COVID top back in March of 2020, this thing did about a 16.74% run. We are almost 8% over that already. And the run before that, we can actually show you guys the run before that as well during the 2017-2018 topping point. This was about a 13% run. And going all the way back to 2014, here's the bear market bottom for the, US dollar essentially. That's the top, 27.12%. We are at 24.17%. If we mimic that run, we're talking about like $113 right now for the dollar. But in my opinion, the dollar is extremely important to watch right now because if this crashes, things are going to get very interesting. And by the way, in regards to XRP, we do see over here the next stop on my learning tour was visiting Ripple Labs. Thanks, Brad Garlinghouse. This is an individual that is the CFTC commissioner. How crazy is that? Ripple is already getting, frenzy, if you will, with the CFTC. They are already working together, already talking together. In my opinion, this case is done. Why? Well, first off, it's not only the comments going all the way back to June of 2020 where, the XRP isn't a security, declared by former CFTC chairman. Article got posted. This article is more than 2 years old. Yeah, 100%. It's not that, but it's also the fact that right now, as we are watching this case unfold, we do see here, the SEC and Ripple both filed motions for summary judgment, arguing that a judge overseeing the case over whether XRP sales violated securities laws has enough information to make a ruling without moving the case ahead to a trial. Meaning that right now, as this case sits, the idea behind the summary judgment is to understand if the XRP sales violated securities laws through a contract. What do I mean by that? Well, this tweet over here from Mark Phillips is perfect. Why is Ripple's defense brilliant? Their summary judgment filing focuses solely on the most fundamental issue, whether an investment contract exists. If the SEC cannot prove a contract exists, the case is over. I completely agree. What do you see down here? If the SEC is able to convince the judge, then the SEC also must prove that sales of XRP meet all 4 prongs of the Howey test. And then they must prove that Ripple received fair notice, which they have not, that unregistered XRP sales were unlawful. Ripple create a multi-layer defense the SEC must overcome in order with each more dangerous as it brings the focus of the court and the public ever closer to regulatory overreach and personal corruption of the SEC officials. Remember how this ends. Huge hat tip to Phil on Law for building the case library to attorney Jeremy 1 and also Johnny Deaton 1 for their keen insight and analysis. The strategy is visible. The trap is laid and the SEC's options few. Now we watch the game play out. It is end game for the SEC. There is absolutely no doubt in my mind that XRP does not come out of this case with regulatory clarity. In my opinion, I do believe that this case is over. In my opinion, I don't believe that the SEC has no, trick up their sleeve to come out of this in regards to a victorious way. Will they continue to delay? Will they continue to fight? Most likely. But at the end of the day, we all know that XRP is not a security. And we know that the overall overreach here is absolutely ridiculous. And the corruption is immense. So when we actually look at this, the SEC is going to try to save face. And I also want to share with you guys one last major thing. And that is this over here. Tokenization of global illiquid assets, estimated to be a $16 trillion business opportunity by 2030, according to BCG. This is absolutely huge. Go and look at this, right? Tokenized market as a percentage of global GDP. Look at that. That is huge. 10% by 2030. $16 trillion. In my opinion, this is an absolute conservative outlook. By 2030, I could easily see roughly $30 to $50 trillion being tokenized. We already are seeing a major move in regards to the real estate market. We are seeing a major in regards to financial assets. There's a lot of movement happening behind the scenes within a lot of these major projects and networks. Hedera is leading the race in regards to tokenization around the real estate market with Toko, as well as some legality, areas as well. We know that tokenization has taken a major, role within the trade finance area with XDC and Zinfin. There is so much happening right now around tokenization. I just don't see this being, an absolute massive opportunity worth $16 trillion by 2030. I see this being way more than that. And also, just so that you guys know, yes, Ripple has already been ahead of the curve going back to July of 2021, evolving RippleNet for a tokenized future. Yeah, that's right. They already knew what was going to be happening around this. Central bank digital currencies are erupting around the world. We are seeing major moves happening financially around tokenization. Not only that, but yes, the World Economic Forum did project that 10% of the world's GDP will be tokenized by 2027. That is 3 years earlier than what this report is saying by 2030 in regards to 10% of the total GDP. In my opinion, we will move a lot faster in regards to tokenization simply because a lot of these tokens around the space are moving extremely fast, way faster than the legacy system, especially XRP. Cross-border payments will 100% be, disrupted. In my opinion, I do believe that they will be disrupted by Ripple with XRP as well. On average, you're looking at a 7% fee of $14 to $200. I mean, come on, that's absolutely ridiculous. You think these SMEs want to pay that? Absolutely not. These fees are ridiculous because they are all under a monopoly system. This is the biggest issue around the SEC case, by the way. I've said that the SEC case since, December of 2020 is absolute garbage. It's all slapped together to be a massive power play, to delay XRP, to delay the XRP, rollout. We know that at the end of the day, on-demand liquidity is absolutely insane in regards to a technological advancement. Eliminating that pre-funding amount of $27 trillion in those Nasho Vasho accounts is an absolute huge success rate around technology. I mean, that's a huge, in regards to a race towards technological advancement. You're looking at at least a decade of technological advancement in just one key aspect, on-demand liquidity. It is such a huge innovation. Again, I don't even understand why XRP, well, I technically can understand exactly why XRP is on the table being negotiated if it's being a security or a currency. Because listen, at the end of the day, the SEC is protecting these banks, these big bankers that are most likely paying astronomical amounts in order to continue to fund this lawsuit, but also to continue to delay XRP. Because guess what? They want to eat up those fees. They want to eat up those, $14 to $200 fees on all those, cross-border payments. Absolutely ridiculous at this point in time. And also, just so that you guys know, recently, Ripple plans to tokenize Colombian land stalls amid new administration. Yeah, this just happened on September 1st. There's so much happening here. Listen, Ripple is moving so fast. I mean, it truly is remarkable at this current moment in time that, XRP is still up for discussion around whether it's a currency or a security. comical. But with that being said, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe to notifications on if you guys want more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As it's up to you all, have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.